Oops. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started because it is still a holiday. So I know there's girls that are still traveling home. You're probably with family still. Scotty didn't have to work today, so we've been spending all the time that we can with each other before we go back to normal tomorrow. So thank you for hopping on with me tonight. Tonight we are going to be going over how to review your year of 2023, breaking it down piece by piece and basically like tearing it apart, like opening up the seams and like seeing what's inside. This will take some time outside of this call, but I highly encourage you to spend the time to do it. Last night, Scotty and I instead, because we had this whole elaborate plan to like go to Jackson and we were gonna go, for a sleigh ride, have a nice steak dinner, go skiing, like tubing, whatever, and like just go have fun, right? We were just gonna go do it. And obviously like Jackson Hole's a little bit expensive, but we're like, wait. We there's some things that we need to sit down and we need to go over, like just have a good discussion about some things. So instead of going and like taking off, basically, we stayed home. We went on a hike. I learned how to start a fire from absolute scratch, like flint and steel, which was kind of cool. I've always wanted to do that, so it was nice to like finally have Scotty show me how to do that. But anyways, we stayed home and we went over everything, like peeled everything apart with each other as far as his goals. Did he achieve them? What were things that went well for us? What were the things that were challenging? Things like that. And like we just went over everything. And it was very enlightening. There were some things, and obviously like I believe in the line of privacy. So I won't share everything, but there's some things in there that this guy's cooking dinner, sorry. But there's some things in there that I thought I understood. I thought I had a good grasp on while we were going through the year together, going towards our goals. But some of the things like I didn't necessarily know, I didn't really know like he was battling with some of the things. I didn't know that these were like some of the things were his goals, and then vice versa. So it was just a really good sit down and reflection time, and that's what I want to start on with you ladies tonight. At least just give you the tools so that way after this call, spend some time to like really dig deep into it with your significant other, with a family member, with someone. Just have that accountability and just have that conversation with. It's something that I wanted to do by myself anyways, but then doing it with Scotty last night, it's just dropping onions everywhere. um, but doing it last night with Scotty, it made it more fun, but it took like the heaviness off of it, and it just really made a good conversation out of it. So, first and foremost, before we like really dig deep into it, how was everyone's Christmas? Happy New Year too, by the way. Drop in the chat what you guys did for Christmas. Did you go somewhere? Did you stay home? Were you with family? Anything fun? Maybe new traditions that you guys tried? We had a new tradition. We went over to in-laws and we had to make ornaments for their Christmas party. So my mom and I and Scotty, we spent a couple hours making salt dough ornaments, and then painting them, like hand painting them, and they were a big hit. So that was a new tradition for us. So I'm gonna wait to see that in the chat. And then just throwing this out here, just like FYI, that vision board party that Courtney had today, she put it into Grace on Fire page. So it's posted on the team page if anyone wants to go rewatch it. Let me see. I went to my brother's and my sister-in-law's for Christmas Eve, and then my grandma's. Oh, to Jeffrey's family and Christmas Day and spend time with my family. I love that. I won a family game twice. That's awesome. What family game was it? We played some family games too. And that's something like we never really did either, but it was like pull the string from the cup and you have to let you get like whatever's underneath the cup as a gift. It was cool. And we played beer pong. It wasn't actually with beer, but they had like different shots of like pickle juice and cranberry juice. It was gross, but it was fun. Center and a money game. Yeah, one of ours was a money game too. It was fun. It was fun. All right. So I don't know if you guys have a piece of paper or if you want to pull out your phone notes. Do whatever you need to, but let's get deep on this one. So First thing that I want to teach you ladies, which a lot of us already know. I mean, we've been around the earth like more times than we can count, right? Like we know about how to reflect on things. But it's in the way of like how we reflect on it, of what happened in this last year, what happened in the last month, what even happened in the last week, even yesterday. We don't want to dwell on it. I believe in the 24-hour rule, and I even broke my own rule earlier this year, and it was tough. I was going through some really hard personal things with Scotty and I, with not me and him, but like just personal things. Anyways, I broke my own rule with the 24-hour rule. Have 24 hours where you think and you feel, have all the emotions, everything that you need to, and then let it go. Let it go the next day, like feel everything, be mad, be pissed off, be cry, whatever you need to do, and then the next day just let it go. Don't let it carry into the next day, and then it starts to turn into the next week, and then pretty soon it turns into a month, and then it turns into a couple months, and then pretty soon it's that snowball effect. It's twice as hard to stop. So every time that something challenging happens to us, it's gonna happen. Exactly. It's just we have to nip it in the butt every single time. So give yourself that 24-hour rule to deal with it, feel it, and then get rid of it. Do whatever you need to deal with it, and then get rid of it. Okay. So questions that I'm going to ask you to write down or put in your phone notes, or just put it in your mind for the back of the page, to reflect on how this last year went for you, and be brutally honest with yourself. If we're not honest with ourselves, how can we expect to go into the new year on a clean slate, going for these new goals, when we're still, we're being dishonest with ourselves about what actually happened last year? We can't build that new foundation without building what's on top of it already, right? If there's cracks in the foundation, we have to repair it and then move on, so that way we start clean. So anyways, relationships, how did those go for you? Was that a yes or no? Are they where you want them to be? Do they feel wholesome? Are they loving to you? Maybe are they toxic? Are they tranquil? Are they passionate? Are they loving? Whichever side it is, okay? Just think of a few words. Think of, your favorite people, the people that you surround yourself with, the circle that you surround yourself with. I didn't used to believe in this until 2 years ago, when we first moved here. And I did try like really hard to be friendly and open with some people here. And Bobby knows this story. But it got to be where it was like manipulative and like expecting, and it wasn't like a good solid friendship like I thought it would be, right? It was like, do this for me, and then like I won't do anything back for you. Like it was just a very one-sided friendship and relationship that was very toxic. And so I didn't realize until, I started kind of like slowly getting out of that and away from that it was really affecting a lot of other areas of my life, because it was just like triggering so many different thoughts in my head. So the people that you surround yourself with, they should be uplifting, they should be positive, they should be supportive of you, they should hold you accountable, even if that means a firm hand sometimes, okay? Because they love you and they want you to do good, they want to see you succeed, okay? There's no jealousy, there's no arguments, there's no backhanded comments. Like, people who you surround yourself with should be the people that want to see you win. So yes or no on your papers or in your phone notes, wherever, are the people in your life, in your circle, those people for you? Have you found your people yet? If not, I would find your people. That's a book actually that Courtney suggested to me, and it was good. It was good. Find your people. It was good. The next topic is finances. Finances is tough for a lot of people. It's a challenging one, and maybe not for everybody. Some people are they're just naturally gifted in those areas, but I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. I didn't grow up in a household where I was taught, how to budget, how to save, how to manage my money. I wasn't taught any of that. I wasn't taught how to invest. I wasn't taught how to properly file my taxes. I wasn't really taught any of that. And so for the longest time, I really beat myself up over that, that I was behind. I'm coming up on 30 years old this year, and like, I still don't have it figured out, but really it's just the fact that you're thinking about it in the first place, and that you're wanting to put start putting those steps in line to get that figured out, that doesn't make you any further behind than the next person. Like it's your timeline. It's not up to anybody else except for you. You decide when you're ready for all of that. You decide how you want to budget, how you want to manage your money. So your income this year, is it what you wanted it to be? Is it what you set out for your goals to be? It was mine. It was absolutely mine, and it surpassed that. And as Scotty and I were sitting down yesterday going over our expense report, which I highly recommend you doing, it was astonishing for both of us. And so it was just really eye-opening, like, holy shirt balls. Like 2024, like, doesn't know what it's gonna hit. Like, it's gonna be some big shit going on. So I really encourage you to sit down and think about your finances and pull it apart. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it is. And it was a very painful growth area for me this year. It was. But finding a good CPA that's going to take care of you and your business, find a good accountant if you have that, if you need that, finding a good financial advisor if you have that, if you want that, all of which, and then also the people in your circle, some of the people that you talk to day in and day out, are they good with finances? They also play a big part in it. They do. If you're hanging around with people that just want to spend money on alcohol and booze and go party and fuck off all the time, like, you're probably not going to get one step further ahead if you're still hanging around those kind of people. Nothing bad against them, like we like partying, we like hanging out, and we have those friends too, but we know when it comes down time to our goals, like, those are not the people that we're going to go to, right? So anyways, just food for thought. Marriage. I know maybe not everyone here is married, and that's fine. Just in the relationships area, is your marriage, is your relationships with your spouse, your boyfriend, is it where you want it to be? Again, in the realm of relationships, is it loving? Is it passionate, caring, supportive, romantic, like education, supportive? I guess I already said that. Just slam the door. Is your marriage and your relationship with your spouse, your significant other, where you want it to be? Or is there areas in there that need to grow? And for us too, again, that was another area of growth. This last year was tough for us. We stretched our seams of our business and ourselves, our finances, in every way possible, in every way possible. And it was so good for us. It was so good for us. It was painful. It was so painful. But it was so good for us because it really allowed us to really start building on top of that, like getting very, very clear of what we want to do in the future going forward from that time on. So it's painful. This is a painful process going through this. I'm not going to say and paint a rainbow for you that this is dandelions and rainbows. This can be a painful process. And in fact, I kind of want it to be. I want it to be tough, and I want it to be challenging for you. I want it to stretch you. Start thinking about things in a different way because you're a business owner. Okay, that you are a business owner and you have goals. Okay. Your marriage is also a big part of that. Your relationships are a big part of that. Your finances are a big part of that. So again, going into now business, is your business where you wanted it to be by the end of 2023? If not, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Like, don't beat yourself up. This is not a point to where on this call, like, if you're not where you want to be, like, just throw your hands up and leave. Like, it's not that. This is direct reflection of your goals and what you set out to do. And then did your work ethic match that? In all areas, relationships, finance, marriage, business, health, and your mindset. Did your work ethic and what you set out to do, did you do what you're going to say you're going to do? If not, what do we need to change to get there? What do we need to change to refocus and then smash that out of the park this year? That's how business people become successful. Constantly reviewing, constantly auditing themselves, and reviewing what they need to change, what they need to fix, what they need to alter, looking at the data, looking at the numbers. It's constantly just looking from here to there, make a game plan and go. Set the action, set your intention. So the next category, obviously, like I just said, was mindset. Where was your mindset at this last year? Was it more in the dumps? Was it very energetic and super excited all the time and just like happy-go-lucky? I'm going to throw what sticks to the wall. I'm going to throw throw stuff to the wall and see what sticks. That's what I'm trying to say. Which one were you? I mean, were you complaining? You know, did you get caught up in the crap and, you know, the drama, the negativity? And don't be super hard on yourself, but like it should just come to mind. Like you just have a good consensus of what this last year was like. If you're being a self-aware leader, if you're being a self-aware business person, all of these should just come naturally, yes or no. And for me, mindset, it started off really good. And then the later half this year, I know you guys know that I was going through some challenging things. And it got tough. It totally got tough there for a while for me. So mindset was very iffy for that. And it's one of those things that is painful for me to go back and review and look at and try to piece together, you know, where I kind of like fell short, what I need to build on, what I need to do to start working on that so I don't have that happen again this year. And if I do, have it be less bad, but because I'm more prepared for it, right? We constantly want to be learning from what has happened to us to lessen the damage in the future so we can continue to grow and build and just keep going, right? So mindset, was it where you wanted to be this last year? If not, what do we need to change just to move on and fix it and take action, get going? Health. Obviously, I love talking about this one. Health. Where was it? Did you lose the weight that you wanted to? Did you maintain the weight that you wanted to? Did you gain the weight that you wanted to? In all areas. It's not always about weight loss here. It's not. And I have to throw that out here. It's not always about weight loss. Is it like, did you do good about setting your intentions with getting up early? Maybe you set intentions with getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning, drinking your water, getting your steps in, getting like four workouts a weekend, something like that. Okay. Any of those. I mean, health can be anything. It's not just weight loss. It can be anything. So for me, health, yeah, again, it was just one of those things where I really stretched myself to my absolute being that I my physique and mindset with all of it that I didn't even know was really possible. And it's been really exciting to see just how much a person can really grow and push themselves if they allow themselves to, if they open up that door for that to happen. So health, it was a really big year for me. But again, it was really stretching for me in all the different ways that I didn't know was possible in good and bad ways, So the other questions, because you have these categories now, go ahead and spend some time after this call, because I know we don't want to be on here forever, but spend some time after this call and truly break down each of these categories with your relationships, finances, marriage, business, mindset, and health. So 7 topics. Breaking it down in each of these categories. In relationships, so just some examples. In relationships, what were the opportunities for growth? Did you get invited to go play rec league? Did you get invited to go like have mom play dates? Opportunities like that, right? Think about any kind of opportunities. And then what were some of your proudest moments in your relationships, your finances, your business, your health, right? What were some of the challenges that you faced in those areas? Relationships, business, health, mindset. What did you do to overcome them? Or did you do anything? Did you roll over and play dead for a little while? I know I did a few times this year. Straight up. The couch ate me a few days because I'm human. It happens to all of us. But what matters is what you do about it, how you start to overcome it. If you let it defeat you, or if you start learning from it and getting your butt up and, you know, not taking no for an answer, not using those as your excuses, your red light story. And then the last question to put together with each of these categories is new skills. What are some of the new skills that you learned in each of these new categories? Skills are something that you can take and carry with you forever and ever, amen, into any job, into any business, into any relationship, anything. Skills, I mean, man, skills are so important in life. I don't think I have to preach that to you ladies, but they're very important in life. So with this, spend some time doing this. I'm just going to urge you to do it. And I know we don't want to be too long on this call tonight. Otherwise, we could spend some time, but is spend some time outside of this call going over each of these. Like I said, Scotty and I did last night, and I'm really thankful we did. I'm really thankful we did. It was very gratifying, and very eye-opening as well. And it's like it just opened up the door for 2024 to just be started on a good note with a good, wise, positive mindset with our intentions set. It was brilliant for us to do that last night. So the next thing that I wanted to teach you ladies, obviously, because there was the vision board party, and you hang up pictures, so it's like actual like vision, so you can see what your goals are. I've done that before and I like it. I'm not going to knock it. It's one tool. It's one way that you can do it. And I am going to go ahead and do that again this year. So when I'm at work tomorrow, I'll print some stuff off and that way I can hang it up on a board when I get home, probably my whiteboard, so I can see it every day. So I would encourage you to go back. And then Jaxie, she dropped a link that actually went over topics and how to break down like building a vision board, which was brilliant. Thank you so much, Jax, for doing that. That helps a lot. The other thing that I'm going to encourage you to start and then build on because I love it. I am being very real and very honest with you because I've shared this a few times, that the later half of this year got very challenging for me with my mindset. It got very, very challenging for me with my mindset in more ways than I can even count or even say. But this sheet, this one piece of paper, saved my mindset more times than I can even count. And I've gone over this before, but I want to reteach it because I believe in the power of this. Like I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I have the last one hung up, and then I have this year's, and it's like it just keeps building and building and building. Oh, guys, like I have to just show you it. But it's called the gaps and gains sheet. I've talked about this before, right? But the biggest thing is that before, when I was doing the gaps and gains sheet, it was only in times when I was feeling burnout. It was only in times when I would fill this out. It was only in times when I was burnout, feeling kind of stuck, feeling kind of lost, like unsure, just kind of having a hard time having that clarity and that vision. That before, that was the only time that I would really keep the gaps and gains sheet, and I would just like keep building on it. This year, I wanted to try something new, and it saved my mindset. It saved my mindset. I kept it hung up on my fridge. So anytime that anything good happened throughout the year, I would just add to it, anything good. And that way my mind was constantly focused on something good, even if things just felt like dog shit some days. I constantly had something that I could look at every single day that was just a whole list. I mean, full paper, full. And then I would just keep adding to it, like it got full, like in August, like halfway through the year, like his paper was full. So I would just like keep writing up here, and then I keep writing down here, and then like writing down here. I mean, you Scotty, you just keep filling it and filling it. The power of, man, like seeing the positive things. What am I trying to say? Drop it in the chat. What am I trying to say? The power of being able to see your accomplishments. It's not that you like have to prove it to someone else, but it's the fact that you can see it, that you're doing it. Like you have the power, you have the work ethic, you have the ability to make this happen, right? I mean, to me, it's so powerful. And then on the backside, it's obviously the gaps. The gaps is what's missing, but what is yet to come. What is missing, but what is yet to come. It's very minimal. Very minimal. Because as the year would go on, I started out the year with like a few certain things that like I wanted to happen and get the ball rolling. And if they happened, I would cross it off. And then I would just keep writing more things on there. Which obviously I need to cross that off. And I need to cross that one off because they happened, right? It's one of those things like you can just constantly keep your mindset in check while you're building on a healthy mindset. And I put it to the test, and it was hard. Things were really hard, and there's a lot of times where I just wanted to ignore it. And even Scotty, he was like, you have that paper on the fridge for a reason, like go look at it. Because he knew when I was struggling at times. And so it did. It did. And what got challenging when I stopped, it was when I stopped writing on here, was when it seemed like my mindset just got a little smaller, right? And more not as positive, I should say. So when I'm not a big person that believes in writing down gratitude every single day. And that's just me. I just don't. Some women really believe in it, some women really like it, and that's another tool. It is very similar to this. If you have a journal, that's another very similar thing that you can do with this. I tried it, it's not my thing, but this, it's just very simple and short and sweet and to the point, and it's just constantly hung up where I can just keep adding to it. To me, I like it. This is just something that really helps me. But again, it's just a tool. If it works for you, I'm so glad it does. And if it doesn't, it's okay. It's just another tool that you can either use for yourself or to teach to your teams going forward, right? So that is what I'm going to encourage you ladies to do. It's January 1st, start a gas and game sheet, and then hang it up on your fridge. Today, write something down on it, get it started. And then tomorrow, if something else great happens this week, write it down. Like just write it down and just be so proud of it. You will not believe what will be written on this paper by the end of the year. You will not believe it. And then looking back, thinking that your year was so challenging and a dumpster fire and transformative, but beautiful and satisfying and so fucked up. You will look back at this year and just be like, damn, I did all of that. Damn. I'm going to encourage you to do it. Okay. Just go ahead and make one and just see what happens. All right. I don't think I had anything else for announcements. Let me stop this.